Hey, how you doing tonight? I'm gonna wait for a couple of people to jump on here real quick. Got some free tips I want to give you. I have I get asked a lot of questions on a daily basis on how in the world I am so connected to so many people. And I want to share with you some of my tips. What's up, Joe? Glenn, how you guys doing? I see some really cool people. Marit Hendrickson, are you on here? Oh my gosh. Ilana, how are you? So I know it's late, it's 10:53, but I wanted to hop on and give out some free tips on how to get a person of influence to know that you exist without annoying the crap out of them. I get a lot of messages on my regular Facebook page and on my public fan page, and I'm incredibly busy, and I'm also a really nice person, so I try to answer everybody. Hey, Kevin Bacon, how you doing, brother? Good to see you. I try to answer everybody, and then sometimes it goes into full-blown long conversations, and I don't have the time. Then Facebook persistently says, maintain your good rating of responding to everybody and it's like, oh my gosh, I don't care about my good rating. So anyway, so I do care about that, and I care about everybody, and it's difficult, and I cannot imagine somebody like Grant Cardone, somebody like Elena, somebody like Jesse Isler or Sarah Blakely. I mean, those are some big influencers. And so I want to talk to you a little bit about how do you get on somebody's radar? How do you let somebody of massive influence know that you exist? And you have to think about this logically. And I'm sure many of you do, but I want to kind of explain. Grant Cardone, we're friends. We don't like hang out and smoke stogies together yet, but we're friends. And if you ask him, do you know Ken Walls? He would say yes. He knows who I am very well. You can ask some other big influencers that I'm close with, like Bob Berg, the author of the Go Giver series. You could ask Michael Bell, what's up, bro? You could ask Sharon Lecter, who sold over 30 million books. Do you know Ken Walls? And she would say yes. And the reason is not because of my strikingly good looks. Come on, that was funny. No, it's because I genuinely care about other people. And so my first tip is this. There's something very, very important. You've got to understand that whether it's a person of influence or a person of just normal everyday that's not a celebrity, right? That person, you got to think about what is it that they want. What does that person want? Well, like in Grant Cardone's case, he says it all the time. All you have to do is listen, not stop and think what's in it for me, but think what is in it for that person. What do they genuinely want? And Grant Cardone is a perfect example. Grant wants 7.5 billion people to know his name. And he knows he cannot do that on his own, and he certainly can't hire 7.5 billion people, because if he did, he would not be wealthy anymore. Like, he can't, that's not real. So what's the next best way? Hey, Megan, how are you? What's the next best way? The next best way is to get everybody else out there tell everybody about who he is. So what does he want? He wants people to share his information out. He wants people to share him out. I have a YouTube channel. If you guys didn't know that, go to youtube.com/Ken Walls and subscribe. I get notified every time somebody subscribes. It tells me exactly who subscribed. I get notified of that. I like that. And I'm not saying I'm on Grant Cardone's level, because I'm not. Danelle Delgado. There's Danelle Delgado, another perfect example. Danelle Delgado is a person of influence. What does Danelle want? She wants more people to know who she is. She wants more people to know who she is. So how do you do that? You share her stuff out. You share her stuff out. You subscribe to her fan page. You subscribe to her YouTube channel. You share. Buy his office breakfast. That's right. Dude, I've sent more fruit baskets to Cardone Enterprises than there is fruit in the state of Florida. I have done, and Grant knows this, there's a video of when I won the trip on his private jet. What's up, Jay? So when I won that trip, he mentions it. He's like, dude, this guy is a giving, loving, caring person. He literally says those words. And he says, listen, that's right. He says, Ken helps all the guys on Periscope at night when they had the scope train going, and I was making graphics of them. They, different guys in the office wanted to be on the front of Fortune magazine, and some on this magazine or that one, and we're making up all these graphics of each one of them, putting them on the covers of these magazines, and that's called, just so you know, that's called flowing power to power. Grant talks about that. He uses that exact phrase, flow power to power. So if there's somebody that you want to be on their radar screen, if you want to maybe at some point in the future do business with them. Listen, Mark Cuban retweeted me one time. Now, I'm not going to lie, I about fell out of my chair. I literally did. I read his book, and it was a phenomenal book. I don't even remember the name of it now. I have it around here somewhere. But Mark Cuban retweeted me. How did that happen? The way that it happened is I actually went to Twitter, and I took a picture with my phone of the book, and I said, OMG, I just finished Mark Cuban, at Mark M. Cuban, or whatever his tag is. This book is phenomenal. You have to read it. And I put it in all caps. It's incredible. And it's his book actually is smaller than my book. My book is 74 pages. Mark Cuban's book is, I think, if I remember, I'd have to find it, but I'm pretty sure it's about the same size, maybe a little smaller. But it's a phenomenal book. And what did I do? I went and I took a picture of his book after I finished it, and I think in the tweet I said something about the book, thing in the book, a story in the book. So he retweeted it. Gary V follows me on Twitter. How did that happen? Gary V is freaking awesome, as we know, right? How in the world did that happen? The way it happened is Gary was doing a thing, a live stream on Periscope, I think. And he was trying to get his book to #1, and he said, if you for anybody that I forget what it was he was doing. He was doing something special if you bought 10 or 20 of the books. So I bought 20 books, and I literally screenshotted the receipt, and I tweeted it. I tweeted it and tagged him in it, and I got on his live stream, said, I just bought 20 of your books. Boom, he followed me on Twitter. So, I just froze up on my screen. Am I still on here? Is this thing still on? So, if you want to get the attention of other people, don't come off like a psychomaniac. Don't come off like you're. Why is this thing freezing up? My screen's like freezing up. Don't come off like you're a stalker. Just like flow power to them. Like Danelle, like you've got to flow power to people if you want their attention. Like, I know so many people that reach out to me, and again, I am unbelievably busy, unbelievably always creating content, always working on client projects, always, always, always busy. And I can tell people get offended. I mean, I had somebody unfriend me because while I was at the 10X Growth Conference, I didn't get in an Uber and drive to wherever they were in Miami to meet them. So they unfriended me. I'm like, are you serious right now? Like, okay, good riddance. So think about what it is. If you want somebody to flow energy to you, if you want somebody to shout you out, hey, Ashley Grant, it is a great exchange. You've got to exchange. There has to be some sort of an exchange. You're not going to get followed unless you're like some smoking hot chick or something like that. They get a lot of followers. I'll give them that. But like, you've got to like get, if you want the attention of people, you got to go, okay, what does that person want? Because this social media world, believe it or not, it's not all about you. It's not. It's all about all of us. It's called social media. So if you want somebody's attention, Grant Cardone, who wants to hear the story about how Grant became a client of mine? Who wants to hear that story? Say yes if you want to hear that story. Otherwise, I'll save it for another day. Another way, 10X was absolutely amazing. Amazing. Philip, that's funny, dude. So, I'm going to hire smoking hot chicks. So that is funny. So another way, okay, Jose says yes. So, okay, here's how Grant became a client of mine. I do, and he's not anymore. He's doing everything in-house now. But the way that he became a client was, I knew that him and his wife Elena, they love wine, or they did. I don't know if they, but I was like, okay, I had this client that owns a winery, and she would create custom labels. And so I had my graphic designer create a label with Grant and Elena and the two girls on the label itself, and we customized these bottles of wine. I flew my assistant to Miami. I put her on a plane with the bottles of wine, 2 bottles of wine, and she flew down there. She waited in the lobby on Grant and Elena, and she said when they finally walked in, and they were late that day, but when they walked in, she's like, "Excuse me, Mr. Cardone?" And he turned around, he's like, "Yeah." And so him and Elena kind of walked over to her, and she said, "Ken Walls sent me here." And he had seen me on his live streams. He probably knew of my name, maybe. I was a client of Cardone University, and so he's like, yeah, and she opens up, and it blew him away. And there's, matter of fact, if you go to clientsi.com, there is a link to the post that Grant posted that day about it. So you can go scroll down clientsi.com. You can scroll down and click on the actual picture of Grant and Elena, and you'll see the post that Grant put out. But so my point is what did I do? I did something extraordinary. Did I have the money to do that? No, I did not have the money to do that. It cost me, I don't know, a couple $1,000s in total to fly her down there, give her money, pay for her hotel room, all of that stuff. It cost me some cash, but I did it. And what did I do? I made sure that he knew who I was, right? He said it, if not one time, he said it 100 times during this last 10X Growth Con. If I don't know you, I can't flow you. It's not important. Michelle, I know you. You're awesome. My wife told me I needed to contact you to get some more of that stuff, by the way. So we need to chat. But anyway, so she went down there. Well, Grant called me that day from Todd Straw's phone, which was, Todd is my Todd's my boy down in Grant's office. So he calls me. I thought it was Todd. I'm literally pulling into my office at the time, and I'm in my truck, and I said, "What's up, bro?" I thought it was Todd, and it was Grant's voice, and I'll never forget. I was like, "Oh my God, Grant Cardone's calling me right now," and he said, he said to me, "Dude, this is insane. Guess who I have sitting in my office?" And I said, "Well, I'm assuming that it's my assistant." And he said, "You're right. This is the classiest thing anybody's ever done," and blah, blah, blah. And he said, "Man, if there's anything I can ever do for you, you name it." And I said, "Well, dude, I want you as a client." He goes, "Well, what do you do?" I said, "I do website development and search engine optimization and things like that." And I go, "As a matter of fact, I was looking up sales training and Dale Carnegie outranks you and he's dead." And he goes, "I know, and that pisses me off too." And I said, "Well, I'd like to, help you fix that." And he said, "Done. Let's set an appointment." So I met with them over a phone call, and he became a client of mine. So and I started working on his website and SEO and stuff for quite a while. So again, it wasn't me. I mean, I am 1,000%, I believe, in hammering phones and making phone calls and cold calls. I'll tell you a story about Bob Berg, how I got Bob Berg as a client of the Go Giver International logo and some other things. Bob Berg was on Grant's show, Power Players. I looked him up. I looked up his website. I went to it. I'm like, you know what? I'd love to be able to upgrade his website. So what did I do? I found a phone number. I'm like, I don't know if this is the right phone number, but I'm going to do it. So I called the phone number. Guess what? Bob Berg answered the dang phone. I was like, he says, "Good afternoon, Bob Berg." And I go, "Is this the Bob Berg?" And he goes, "It certainly is. Who am I speaking to?" And I said, "This is Ken Walls." I was shocked. I go, "You're answering your phone." He goes, "Yeah, what can I do for you?" And I said, "Well, I just heard you on Grant's show and blah, blah, blah. So I made a cold call." So that's how did I become friends with Bob Berg? How I became friends with Bob Berg is I flow power to Bob Berg. Bob wants attention. Bob wants attention. Everybody does. Michelle Prescott, she wants attention. I want attention. J.J. Simmons Prosper wants attention. And if you make social media all about you and how cool you are and how much of we have the best company in the world and we're so cool, dude, you're not going to last. You might be a flash in a pan, but you won't last. You will not last. You have to learn how to Grant Cardone, as ginormous as that dude is, he still flows power to other people all the time. Jesse Isler, he liked Jesse Isler is with him and Sarah combined, they're worth like $1.2 billion or something insane. But he liked one of my posts on Facebook last night. He commented on one of my Instagram posts that I tagged him on. These are like heavy hitters. So if you want to, and I joined his program too, Jesse Isler's program. If you want people to, that's it, Michelle. You have to solve problems and help people. Social media is not about you as much as you want it to be. And I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to you, that guy over there, not that one. You know who I'm talking to. You know who you are. It's not about you. Stop making it all about you. If you would just learn. Zig Ziglar said it best right here. Look. I just shared a Tom Ziglar post, and since I started this, I saw Tom liked my post. Hello, that's the CEO of the Ziglar company, Zig Ziglar's son. Tom's an amazing guy. Julie Ziegler is awesome. Cindy Ziegler is absolutely amazing. Love all those people. Those are Zig's children, and they're all good friends of mine. So look. Zig Ziglar's Little Book of Big Quotes. Guess what? You open it up, and the very first thing, can you see that? You can have everything you want in life if you will just help enough other people get what they want. It doesn't say anything about their financial status, doesn't say anything about where they are on the socioeconomic scale. It just says if you can have everything in life if you help other people get what they want in life. That's it, man. That's it. You've got to help other people get what they want in life. And then here's a big one. Okay, so Grant Cardone. How did I win a trip on Grant Cardone's private jet? How did that happen? Do y'all know that happened, by the way? There's only been me and one other person, I believe, ever that won a trip on Grant Cardone's private jet. Do you know how I accomplished that? And I didn't, what I did leading up to that, I did not do for the reward of winning a trip. I had no motives in any way except to help other people. Grant was having a webinar. It was $49 to get a seat to the webinar, a ticket to an entry to the webinar. And I was doing a live Periscope. And there were somebody, I think, said they couldn't afford a ticket, but they wanted to go. And I'm like, you know what? Let me pay it forward. I'll buy your ticket to the webinar. It's $49. I'll buy it. You just have to answer a question out of Grant's book. And I opened it up and I said, whatever it was. And they answered it. They tweeted me. I made them tag me and Grant in a tweet, and they won. I bought their ticket. And then I got addicted to it. I did it like 13 more times or 14. I don't know. I bought 14 or 15 seats to that webinar for different people. I was running contests. And so at the end of the webinar, Grant did a giveaway for a trip on the jet. And my name was drawn. I was the one that was selected. And as a result, when I said that when Sherry called me to schedule it, I said, you know what? I would rather spend my money, fly to Miami, and come and meet with Grant for a couple of hours. And it was life-changing meeting that I had. And I spent 2.5 or so hours with Grant that day. So, again, what did I do? I helped Grant become better known. I helped him become better known. As a result, I became better known as well. So you've got to send people, when Bob Berg, when anybody, Damon John, I don't care who it is, if you want to get their attention, help them get more attention. It's that simple. It really is that simple, believe it or not. So I hope I'm not oversimplifying it. But that's it. So Jeffrey Gitomer. Yeah, he's 100,000 per hour now. It's crazy. So Jeffrey Gitomer is a good friend of mine. He FaceTimed me 2 days ago. Him and I were texting last night. He jumped on a Zoom meeting with me and another friend of mine for a few minutes the other day to answer a couple of questions, and I asked him to jump on so I could introduce him to this wonderful, nice lady. So the other thing is you have to be consistent. You have to be consistent. It's one of the funniest things. I find it really, really humorous, actually. I'll have somebody go to my Instagram page and literally go through and like every single, you know how that goes. You get notified. They just liked every single picture I've ever posted or video ever. And they do it super fast, so they're not watching the videos. They're not reading the comments or anything. Ding, 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 ding. And then it's like, wait for it. Boom! I got a DM from him. I got a direct message from that person. That's not how you do it. I'm just telling you, that looks psychotic, quite frankly. And I typically block that person. That is not the way you do it. Just so you know. And if I was a chick, that would really freak me out. I'd be like, whoa, stalker alert. So, don't do it that way. You have to flow consistent power to power. Grant talks about flow power to power. Flow it consistently. Hey, Melissa, how are you? You've got to flow it consistently. If Grant's running a webinar, help him get more people on the webinar. If Bob Berg is doing a webinar or speaking event or something and they're trying to get people there, help them get more people there. If you want to get somebody's attention, it is psychotic. If you want to get somebody's attention, then get their attention in a gentle way. Don't be psycho about it. And if you're coming at somebody like you have to have this sale or get them signed up for your MLM right now, man, like, dude, you have no chance. You have no chance. Like, don't. I see my buddy Ray Higdon. If you guys know who Ray is, he's the king of network marketing training, and he posts. It's some funny stuff. Like, this is the exact way not to do it. Like, don't do that. Don't be a psycho going through and liking somebody's 400 pictures and then. Because I know, like, you go through and like all my stuff, I know it's not going to be long until I get a DM from you and you're asking me hey, are you open to new income opportunities? Dude, just because you liked all my pictures does not qualify you to ask. Like, that's like going from, you've got to learn to develop relationships. Ray is awesome. I love Ray. Thank you, Josh. I appreciate you, man. You're awesome. So, like, Josh, for example, Josh is a client of mine and a good friend of mine, and I know, well, I already have his attention, but I'm going to continue helping him as he continues to grow his company. I'm going to help him grow. How am I going to help him grow? He's got a huge telemarketing room. I'm not going over and pounding the phones for Josh. Sorry, bro. I love you, but I ain't pounding the phones for you, dude. But what I will do is I will go and I'll help him. Like, I'll share out his information over and over and over and over. I'm going to mention him in my live streams. Hey, hit up Josh Anderson if you're in Ohio and you need fertilizer on your lawn, which if you're in Ohio, you do. So hit up Josh. He'll help you out. That's way easier than pounding the phones for you, bro. But and I'm going to flow. That's called flowing power to power. That's helping somebody. What is the secret to success for anybody? Grant said it during the 10X Growth Con, I don't know how many times. The secret is you've got to get attention, right? Money follows attention. He made 35,000 people say it over and over and over. I was one of them. Money follows attention. Say that right now with me out loud. Money follows attention. Say it again. You know you're saying it. Say it. I know you're waking your wife up and she's going to come smack you, but money follows attention. You have to get attention, and you have to help other people get attention. Josh knows that the 14.5 million people in the state of Ohio, if they all call him, he won't be able to handle it. He wouldn't be able to handle it. But how awesome would it be if all 14.5 million people in the state of Ohio, or however many people are here, if all of them, there you go, Ivan, you're doing it. So if all of them were to say, man, I know that when I need fertilizer, I'm calling Josh Anderson. How much would that help him, right? If 7.5 billion people on this planet know your name, there's a good chance you're going to be successful unless you're like Jeffrey Dahmer or something. So and I'm sure a lot of people know his name, but obviously we're talking about getting attention in an ethical way, right? You don't want to do it the wrong way. Did I just see Lisa Copeland pop on? So listen, it's like Lisa. I love Lisa. She's a client of mine, one of my best friends in the whole world. And Lisa I know that she's no different than me or anybody else. She wants attention. She wants people to know who she is. She wants people to join her group. She wants people to follow her because money follows attention. So, number one, flow power to power. Grant Cardone talks about that. Talks about it in the 10X rule also. You need to get that book if you haven't read it yet. It's phenomenal. Two, send people to send your friends, send people on social media. Like, let's say Lisa was doing a free webinar, right? And you wanted Lisa's attention. Well, the best way to get Lisa's attention is to suddenly start sending everybody to Lisa's webinar. When she puts out a promotion and post about it, hey, here's a banner idea. Share her post over and over. Now, again, do it with some finesse. Don't be psychotic about it. Because then she might go, we have psycho alert. We have a psycho shared. He just shared my post like 13 times in 10 minutes. That's insane. Don't do that. I'm talking about share her post once a day, once every couple of days. Get on her live streams if she talks about it. Share that information. Do all of that stuff, and you will get more and more attention. You will get on the radar screen of the people that you want to be on their radar. You will eventually get there. I promise you, you will. Just don't expect it in by going into Lisa. Like, if you went to Lisa's Instagram page and liked every single one of her photos and videos in a 30-second period, she's going to call BS on that, as I would as well. Don't be afraid to phone a friend. Lisa has introduced me to, my gosh, I can't even, I have no idea how many people. A lot of people. I mean, a lot of people that I've met because of Lisa Copeland. So if I want to like connect, if there's somebody I want to connect with, I can call Lisa. I could call Bob Berg. Bob Berg just referred somebody else to me not too long ago. I could call, whoever. I can call a lot of different people and say, hey, do you know any way I can get in touch with this person, right? And then I can brainstorm with them. Again, people like Lisa, she's mentored me. I've helped her. She's helped me. I can call Lisa and we can talk, and we have talked for an hour or more at a time and talk about ideas and ways to help each other grow and expand. And, well, do you know this person or do you know that person? So you got to get around the right people, man. You got to get around the right people. And again, it all comes from learning how to flow power to power. When you learn to flow power to people like Lisa Copeland, like Grant Cardone, like all these people out here, they just want more people to know who they are. They want an opportunity to introduce themselves to that person, and you've got to understand that that's a fundamental basic. Cold calls. I've cold called people. Like I said, when Bob Berg was on Grant's show years ago, I reached out to Bob and I said, Bob, hey, and I told you he answered the phone. I about crapped. So, like, you've got to be able to do that. You have to be consistent. And then the last tip I want to give you is this. People are out here trying to create a movement. Lisa Copeland is creating a movement. Sharon Lechter is creating a movement. Grant Cardone has created a movement. All of these people are out here creating movements in the world to help other people. So if you want everybody to know who you are, help other people get known first. I promise you that will help you become a social influencer. I'm starting a group here very, very soon that you're going to have an opportunity to join, where I'm going to be teaching. I'm going to be taking questions and helping people figure out how to make connections. A lot of really cool things are coming. I had a massive, massive breakthrough at the 10X Growth Conference, and I'm going to start sharing a lot more about that stuff here very, very soon. So I'm going to bounce off. Let me see if I can answer any questions. Does anybody have any questions on here? There's only 6 people left, or 7 people. It is 11:30 at night. Jola says, is it Jo? Am I saying that right? Jola or Jolay? Jolay? Jola? Jolay? Don't hate me now. Don't be a hater. Grant Cardone called my name out on his live feed 2 days ago, 2 days in a row. He said, I have to come to the conference, so I came. Boom. That is awesome. The conference was incredible. Let's just be real, wasn't it? Tell the truth. It was absolutely incredible. Ivan says he has the 10X rule book. It is a great one. You're right, dude. Let me look through some of the comments here. Josh Anderson is laughing. I love that dude. If you're not following Joshua Anderson, follow that dude now. He's freaking amazing. Love that guy. Ray is my mentor. Michelle, you're awesome. Jerry Acuff just joined. Jerry, how in the world are you, man? Good to see you. Great to see you, actually. Jolay. See, I'm so sorry. So, Megan DiMartino, I'm so blessed being around you, Bob Berg, Lisa Copeland, and sharing all that you have imparted to me. Oh, thank you. Megan DiMartino is an amazing woman. Follow her too. She's amazing. Jolay, you look like you're a super, super sweet person. So everybody just follow everybody. Come on, let's just love one another. That's what it's about. People are all like, people are all like, how can I look more important than everybody else? Or how can I be the coolest cat on the block? I want everybody to know how cool I am. Dude, stop. Just stop. Nobody cares about how cool you are. The ones that think you're cool because you're flashing some cash or not wearing a nice watch or you rented a Ferrari for a couple of months. Dude, nobody cares about that. And if they do, they're caring about you for the wrong reasons, bro. So let it go. Question, who is your greatest business mentor and why? Hang on, let me see what Tangi said. You have an amazing, she's been amazing, positive energy, Ken. You are a force. You are a force for charge. I love how you help others. Thank you, Tangi. I just read it. Easy. Kevin Bacon, Senator Kevin Bacon, I might add, is a good friend of mine and a client of mine. He says, who is your greatest business mentor and why? That is a great question, and I will tell you who it is right now. I'll give you 5 guesses. How about I give you one guess? One guess. Who my greatest business mentor is. Tangi, you're overreacting like your husband did about me not visiting you when I was in Dallas. What's up, James Springer? I'm just kidding you. So, my greatest business mentor would be Grant Cardone. And why? The reason why is because I was 45 years old when I met Grant, and I was 45 years old, and Kevin, you were already a client of mine. You were a friend of mine. I the day that I got a state senator, I think you were just a house. You were in the House of Representatives when I got you as a client, weren't you? I'm pretty sure. And then you became a senator, and I was like, wow. I've reached the pinnacle of my life. I have a freaking senator that's a client of mine and friend. We survived an earthquake together, dude. That's another story. Kevin and I were in an earthquake together, literally in his office. We did not embrace, for the record, but we both got a little bit concerned because the building was swaying. I think I may have peed a little. I'm kidding. No, I didn't. But it was a little scary. I'm not gonna lie. So you were that's right. You were running for Senate. But so I was so the reason I say Grant, and listen, I've learned from everybody. I've learned from Zig Ziglar. I've learned from from Tom Hopkins. I've learned from Brian Tracy. I've learned from all of the greats. Tony Robbins, Awaken the Giant Within. I remember reading that book like many, many years ago, and I was like, oh my God, I want to fly a jet helicopter someday. Like like he talks about that in Awaken the Giant Within. And so, but the reason I say Grant is, for the first time in my life, I really feel like the blinders were removed from my life everywhere. Like, for the first time in my life, I felt like somebody was looking at me, even though he was looking at everybody. I felt like the dude was looking right in the screen at me and saying, dude, don't be a little bitch, man. Like, quit. Don't be a little bitch. Like, you can be anything you want. You can go anywhere you want. You can grow to any level you want. You can expand to any level that you want. And it didn't happen for me the first time I watched Grant. It didn't happen for me then. It didn't happen for me the second time or third time or fifth time. I know I skipped the fourth time because I just was trying to get there. But like, it didn't happen right away. But I got this sense of I started feeling better and better and better about the potential for my life, right? And now, knowing what I know, having been through Cardone University, and if you haven't bought Cardone U, go to CardoneU.com, and it's freaking $99 a month right now. That's insane. Get it. That's crazy if you don't. So like it just takes somebody to, like, you know, I didn't grow up with a dad, right? And so I never had somebody pushing me saying, you can be anything you want to be. I never had that. And when I saw this dude like saying, man, you can be anything you want to be. And then I took a huge leap of faith. Todd Straw was brand new at Grant's office. Now he runs the entire boiler room there, the whole, what, I don't know his position. He works directly under Jared Glant. But like, I was one of his very first deals with Cardone University. And so I took a chance. I took a chance and I invested, you know, whatever it was, $1,000 a month or whatever to train my entire staff. And I was terrified. That was a lot of money to me. And I was terrified to make that investment and sign a long contract, a 3-year contract. I was scared to death. But I knew it was something I had to do because I had been living in obscurity inside this little tiny little box. And I knew that if I didn't do something, I was going to be stuck there forever until I die. Like, I don't want to live like that. I want to expand. I want to grow. I want to help more and more and more and more people. That's what I want to do. I literally write down on my goals every single day that I am helping 10 million people a year improve their lives. I write that down every single day. I'm going to help 10 million people a year get better. That's my goal. That's my goal. I wasn't thinking like that when I met Grant. I never thought like that in my entire freaking life. Ever. Not on that scale. So, I don't know if that answers your question, Kevin, but that's my answer. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. So, yeah. And again, this wasn't I didn't want to make this a Grant Cardone fest, but I am telling you that the guy helped me tremendously. You've got to, if you want to get known, if you want to get on somebody's radar, you want to have influencers know who you are, then you have to learn how to help other people know who they are. That's it. You have to help other people know who they are. You got to quit making social media about you, because it's not. But I put my kids on there, and good. You should do that. That's awesome. Kevin, you're the rock star, man. Thank you. Everybody make sure you're following Kevin Bacon, Senator Kevin Bacon. He's a good friend of mine. Love that dude like a brother. Damien Boudreau, my brother, what's going on? I saw you pop on there. How you doing, Damien? Right there, that dude. He grew up with Grant. Damien Boudreau grew up in Lake Charles, Louisiana. I love that dude. So listen, social media it is about you. You can flow, put some of your stuff out there, okay? I'm just saying, if you want to really make social media work for you, it's simple, man. It's very simple. Help Damien Boudreau get in front of more people. Help Damien Boudreau get known. Help Grant Cardone get known, and Bob Berg get known, and Jeffrey Gitomer get known. Help other people. Help Sharon Lecter get known. Help Lisa Copeland get known. Help my buddy Frank Lopes get known. Help my buddy Josh get known. Help other people get known, y'all. It's that simple. There is this spiritual principle that flows throughout the entire universe. I don't care if you live right here in central Ohio in the United States of America, or you are living on the planet of Mars. There is a spiritual principle, and it goes like this. It's what I showed you from Zig Ziglar's big quote, little book of big quotes a little bit ago. This one right here. The very first page. This is the flap. This is the outside cover. The very first page says it right there, y'all. Somebody read that. Read that. You can have everything in life you want if you will just help enough other people get what they want. The late, great Zig Ziglar said that. You can have everything in life you want. It does not matter what universe you live in. It doesn't matter what galaxy you're in or what part of planet Earth. If you help enough other people get what they want in life, you will have everything that you want. I promise you that is the truth. Stop making social media about you. Michelle McLean, let me use her as an example. I love this chick. Michelle, we need to talk. You need to be on my show. Michelle, I see it all the time. All the time. If it's somebody's birthday, Damien, thank you for stopping by, man. I love you, bro. We need to catch up. If it's somebody's birthday, what does Michelle do? Michelle is a graphic designer, which I didn't realize. I don't know exactly what she does, but she's a graphic designer, and she designs really nice graphics for that person with their pictures and a big old happy birthday on it, and she posts it out on social media. She puts it out everywhere, and she tags them and wishes them a big old happy birthday. That's what it's about. That's what it's about. You've got to help other people. And look, if you're not genuine, if anybody detects that you're doing this for your own selfish reasons, man, they're going to call you on it, and it's not going to work. It's not going to work for you. You have to genuinely want to help other people. Genuinely, in your heart of hearts, you have to genuinely want to help other people. So help other people. I'm reading my notes here on the screen. Flow power to power. Grant talks about it all the time. Send people to, like, if Grant or Damien or Lisa Copeland or Bob Berg or whoever is having a webinar, they're having a big speaking event, send people to that. Send people to that. Share their information. Get on their live streams and share their live streams with your friends and family. What is it that I want? I want other people to know who I am, just like you, just like everybody else out there. Learn how to pick up the phone and ask if, hey, after your friends, after you've known each other for a while, and again, you can do it on a cold call. If they say, hey, I'm not interested, no problem. I understand that. As a matter of fact, 99% of the people that I call are not interested on the first call. I understand. But let me ask you a question. Do you know anybody that would be interested in whatever it is you do? A new website, some SEO work, losing weight because I have a weight loss product, or whatever it is. Do you know somebody else? Use that. Phone a friend. Phone a friend. Cold calls. Don't be afraid to pick up the phone, make a cold call. Seriously. Consistency. You've got to be consistent. You have to be consistent. You can't share somebody's stuff one time and think you're going to get, like, that's not, you know, if they're cheap and easy, you probably don't want them around. Just saying. Just saying. Just saying. So make sure that you are consistent and that you are you know, you're actually doing it for an extended period of time before you, like, say, hey, by the way, I do website development, or I do coaching, or I do this, and or whatever it is. Like, you gotta be careful with that. Okay, so that's it. And if they're, look, help them create their movement. People are out here creating movements. They're trying to impact the world. There's 7.5 billion of us on this planet. There's a lot of people that need and desire hope more than anything. So help give people hope. Michelle said, I spent the first year of my business calling 100 people a day and asking how I could help them for free. True story. I believe that. I believe it. I've done it. I've helped so many people for free. It's ridiculous. I mean, a lot of people for free. Help people, man. That's what it's all about. If you help people, man, life's going to be magical for you. So listen, I appreciate you guys all jumping on. I appreciate all of you who shared this. I saw it popping up on Facebook that I know Carl shared. A lot of people shared this out. So thank you for that. I'm very grateful. Michelle, I think, shared it out. A lot of people did. So thank you. I really appreciate it. You guys have an awesome night. I cannot believe I've been on here for 51 minutes. Had no intention of that, but it just kept flowing. So my bad. But thank you for hanging in there with me. Have a great Saturday night, and we will see you guys later. Peace.